Prediction? Yes, prediction. Pain.
Are you ready? I think was born ready.
Obviously, you're a little, aggravated by the line of questioning regarding Canelo.
I don't want to touch this, dirty, so bad. I don't want to touch his name.
I'm working on peeling the art of humbleness. Can you be with me? That's the reason why I'm crying, because I'm not that person no more. And I miss him. Because sometimes I feel like a bitch. I don't want that person to come out, because when he comes out, hell is coming with him. And it's not funny at all. It must sound cool, like I'm a tough guy. It's just I hate that I'm scared of it.
It would be awesome to, being a great war. Maybe we would have Mexican.
Let's go. Wait, pop.
I have to put the joke.
No. Hey,
thank you.
Perfect for playing, man. I appreciate
Good
you.
timing.
Can't put predictions, man, but I definitely don't want to leave it to the judges.
Así mismo, damas y caballeros, we are Long Live Boxing EnVivo Podcast. Estamos, como decimos, en Puerto Rico activado y en México la vamos a pasar chido con estos invitados. Pero primero aquí tenemos a Manny Marrero.
Show del Gringo Hicksa.
Hopper. Yeah, breaking it down always.
Chihuahua.
Like it is, like it should be back in studio.
Man, it
See
feels
everyone
good,
here, man. I'm excited.
Hot diggity damn.
It is.
Where
it
were
really
we?
is.
Where were we?
Man, we were all over the
Where
place.
were you,
This guy
brother?
over there was eating some stuff down there,
Belize.
South America.
Whoa.
somewhere
Got
like
married,
that, Gringo.
divorced.
Oh, man.
Child
Is that
support
right?
now.
Elope. Man,
You done skipped the whole thing?
making it
Huh?
happen.
Damn.
Shout out to Belize.
That's right.
If you ever get a
Babies
chance
everywhere.
to go there, do it.
How was
Do
it?
it.
How was it?
How
it
was
was,
it,
it was
man?
amazing. The only thing
I'm not going to ask about the food.
Well, yeah, I mean, I did partake in the food, and it was fantastic.
Phenomenal with F.
Man. But
Amazing.
the great thing about that beautiful country is right there on the water. It also borders Mexico and Guatemala, so you get the best of both worlds. And ironically, they have a lot of actually the population that's there the most, more than Belizeans, is actually El Salvadorian. So you have a lot of pupusa stands.
Pupusas.
I was thinking the same thing.
My goodness.
Pupusas.
All the pupusa you want to eat.
What kind of pupusas?
Delicious.
Man, Hopper, last time we saw each other, we were at a special
Canelo
event
fight.
at the
Canelo
Canelo
fight
fight.
for my birthday.
Man.
No, we had a
That
good
was
time.
awesome. It was a great
tailgate.
time.
You threw out a big, huge tailgate, man.
Appreciate everybody
This
that
guy
went
was
out there.
awesome,
We met a bunch of people that just showed up and they said, "Hey, are you selling food?" I was like, "No. All you gotta do is follow us on Instagram."
That's right. Follow
Here's
us
your
on
plate.
Instagram.
Here's your plate of food and tacos, beans. And, man, we had it all. It was a great time.
Lime, cilantro.
Then we went inside.
Everything.
Pupusas.
Everything.
Talk slower.
Watched El Chingon
El Chingon, make
do
it
his
happen.
thing.
I know.
And it was a great time, man.
It was great.
It's good to see you again, brother.
Hey, it's great to see you guys.
We
and it's
have
great to
have
be,
other people here.
We got people in here, but before we go into our special guest today, ladies and gentlemen, especially in that event that it was Canelo, we want to thank and give a shout out to Rivas Pool
Rivas
Design.
Pools.
If you want to take your outdoor space to a new heights of value and beauty, welcome to Rivas Pool Design. It is a company that creates unique poolscapes designed to exceed your expectation. They combine the state-of-the-art equipment with the best construction practices available to offer your clients exceptional products. Listen, they got a 3D thing, and they can visualize how things are going to get out there. Man, shout out to Rivas Pool Design. He
was at the tailgate, right?
Man, he was out there at the tailgate,
Great
and
guy,
he can
man.
actually
What a great
get
guy.
some hookups to get into the Cowboys Stadium for tickets. He actually helped us and hooked us up.
Superman.
He's Justin Rivas. RivasPoolDesign.com. 832-909-4607. I also want to shout out to our other sponsors. And listen, this is a pretty cool one. I Poop Scoop. That's right. They take care of your shit. Right? So you don't have to take care of that. His owner, Steven Trevino, man, they're family people. His brother was there with us. Tony Trevino family, amazing. I Poop Scoop, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, they are affordable weekly, bi-weekly, one-time cleanup fees, servicing most of DFW. And guess what? Right now, with all the mosquitoes, they're doing pest control, and also they're just spraying some nice odors in your yard, so that way it doesn't smell like you can enjoy his backyard throughout the summer. Give it a call, ladies and gentlemen. Tony Trevino, 682-408-9502, and Steven Trevino, I Poop Scoop. Sean,
Man.
back to business.
Man, speaking of the scoop, we got the hot scoop in the house.
That's right.
We have Sweat Boxing Gym's finest in the house. Let's hear it for Mark Eduardo Vasquez.
Welcome back, amigo.
And Jake Ysasi.
Ysasi.
Yeah! The snake.
Vivo.
Sticking that stiff jab
La
in
víbora.
your mouth.
La víbora en la boca
Whoa.
del gringo.
Welcome back.
Wow.
Welcome back, man. He was one of the first guys that came out here and support us in the studio.
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you. Thank you, first of all. Thank you so much for that detail you did in your last fight. Adding our logo.
Yeah.
that was from the bottom. I mean, that was amazing, man. It was very
Yeah,
shocking.
was
We
shocking.
weren't expecting that, but thank you so much. This guy fighting the lightweight. What's going on with you, man? What's happening lately?
Nothing much. Getting ready for this Morales Barrera undercard right now.
Yes.
July 16th is going to be some fireworks going on. We got told that we were looking at it and it might be here local, and then finally dreams came to reality, and I get to fight under the undercard of two of the biggest Mexican legends ever. And I mean, what's more going on war? You know what I mean?
Right?
Like you can't do anything else.
What was
gonna be
your
a great
reaction
event.
when you first heard that you had that opportunity to fight?
Because I know what
on the
my
card?
reaction was.
It felt a little unreal at first. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, okay, they're gonna do an exhibition match, and then they kind of like started talking about things, and I was like, wait, this is really happening? And they're like, yeah, this is really happening. I was like, I'm gonna fight on the undercard. They're like, yeah. They're like, are you ready? And I'm like, I'm more than ready. I was like, let's get started right now. Like, we can go ahead and start training camp.
That's good. So you seem to be like being put on the spot a couple of times, right? And we remember your last fight. You were, I presume, you were the co-main event, and of course, Listo was going to be the main event, and boom, for the second time, you're brought up into the main event. Talk to us a little bit about that feeling to be like, be in the spotlight, being able to say, I gotta be able to perform. You did perform, but what were your emotions in that night, knowing that you're there?
I mean, you got to fight anyways, right?
Yeah.
So spotlight or no spotlight, there's people gonna watch you, whether you're the first fight or the last fight. That just means you got more people looking at you. I mean, it shouldn't distract your way of thinking or anything like that, because you got a mindset and you got a game plan to going in there first thing first. But as they told me, I was it stinks that our partner there got pulled out because of the whole COVID situation, and
Right.
thankfully some of this is already passing up. But whenever they told us we're a main event, I was like, well, I was like,
there.
hey, I know my family members, they arrive late all the time. I was like, hey, shout out, they get to have some more time coming up.
And you definitely delivered, man. You definitely delivered.
What about you,
pumped the
Jake? How
crowd,
did
bro.
you feel when you got the call and it said, hey, guess what? You're fighting on Barrera Morales.
Ooh, well, at first I didn't know. I wasn't even. It was still like a 50-50 chance if I was gonna be on that card or not, because I had just turned pro. I'm still getting my paperwork to become pro.
Yeah.
I'm barely
So
still.
this is
coming
your
in.
pro debut?
Yes,
Your
sir.
pro debut? Wow.
Okay.
That's insane.
He's gonna get a little.
Your
hair
pro
from his
debut is going to
chest.
be on the Barrera
That's crazy.
Morales.
Exactly.
on the
I
card.
couldn't
Imagine
ask for
that.
a better opportunity than this.
You
You have a lot of eyes on you.
Can't.
So
In
he's,
your
I'm sorry,
hometown.
and I
Yeah, right
apologize.
there.
He's
In the
fighting
AC.
in light heavyweight, 175. But you actually moved up a little bit, or you went down a little bit to super.
164.
No. I've been a middleweight at 160 right now.
Oh, you
160.
went down to 160 middleweight.
Only
Okay,
off by a
great.
few divisions, man.
I think
It's
so.
all right.
Yeah, a few ones. But you were 175 at one point.
No.
Whoa.
Okay.
You're
Then never
saying
mind.
he's out of shape?
Oh man.
Wow. Adrian,
Fat. He's calling
He just
him
wants to
fat.
spar.
man.
El Güero Boner.
Hey, that's what he said. Remember, he said, I gotta drop down to 180. I think that's where he's trying to get it from.
Smart
Yeah.
him. I was thinking him offer, but
That's why he came
what
out the baseball
What
bat.
division are you? And talk to us a little bit about how was your involvement with sweat boxing, and how did you guys get about? And
Tell us your story, brother.
A little bit of story about you.
Like how it kind of got brought
Yeah.
up into boxing.
Yes.
Well, my dad, he's a boxer. My grandpa's a boxer.
Okay.
And they've all fought in and out of the ring, So obviously it was destined to happen. I was bound to come back around and want to box. And I started whenever I was about 12 years old. Had my first fight at about 13, and ever since I started boxing, I was around Mark and his dad.
Okay.
So my dad has always been my coach, but Coach Mark's dad has also always been my coach. So,
okay.
So whenever they started doing their own thing with Sweat, I kind of I was doing my own thing still in the amateurs, and whenever I wanted to turn pro, and so we know Mark and his dad have been pro for a while now, so we thought who else would be better than to help train me other than the man that started training me as well,
Wow.
Right.
So it felt good getting back into the gym with Mark. He's like a big brother to me. So ever since me and him always pushed each other every day, every single day in the gym. You know.
Oh, there's no doubt about it.
No, for sure. You know, and you know that's my big brother. You know, but I still want to be big brother. You know what I mean?
Right.
I gotta beat him sometimes. You know.
Nah, so it's a good relationship you have. You guys have.
I gotta teach him how to put a shirt on. You know?
Show what time it is.
Do you need your bottle? So what division are you currently fighting?
I will be fighting welterweight, but for this fight, it's gonna be a catch weight.
Oh, catch weight.
150.
150.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Oh, that's nice.
I know he's a big boy for 147.
What's that?
I said he's a big boy for 147.
I know, right?
Yeah. I love to see
I'm
it.
afraid of it. I just being right next to him.
You're right in between both of them, so you gotta be careful, man.
Yeah, I know. All that talk in the elevator, you know.
I know. For those, I mean, obviously there weren't microphones and cameras in the elevator, but Manny pretty much challenged Guero to a sparring session, and
well,
I wanted to hear it on tape. So here's your chance.
No, I told myself
that was after the marathon. After the marathon.
I'll spar you, but you got to finish a half marathon with you. If you do it, I'll spar you. You know, I'll start training, and then all of a sudden he comes back to me and says, "He says, well, you know what? Guess what? In 2 weeks, I'm running a half marathon."
Oh, in your face.
Hey, he said run the half marathon first, and then put on the gloves.
Yeah. Had to make sure his stamina was good before.
Man, you know what? I got to zip it for the rest of the night, bro. But good times.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, and then Jake, I mean, how did you get into boxing? Originally, like, were you beating people up in school or?
No, I was a pretty good kid, but I would only defend myself. You know, my dad always taught me just to defend myself. You know, and he always taught me how to throw 1-2. So, but it was never really boxing. I was never in a gym. You know what I mean? And so I finally pressured him. He actually didn't want me to fight. He didn't want me to start boxing because he was like, it's dedication, it's money, it's time. You know, you might as well say goodbye to your childhood. You know, and so that's basically what he told me, like right off the bat. And I was like, no, I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to fight. You know, and he finally took me to my first gym, and we stayed there for about a year, and that's where we met Mark. And we became part of Mark's team soon after.
And this was when, like, what year?
2013.
2013. Oh wow! So you guys go way back there.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. He's like my little brother. I was looking at him when he was all mocoso and everything. You know,
changing his diaper.
I was bald. I still have my bald head. You know what I mean?
I got me some chancleta here.
Wow,
damn, way back.
Wow, man, that's nice. So and then you linked up with Guero, and then
I linked up with Guero as soon as I wanted to turn pro because I knew that they have some experience, especially his father, you know.
Right.
And
we don't let everybody in though, you know.
Yeah.
We got a lot of.
So what was the initiation with him? I mean,
first things first is I do gotta say is the kid works hard. You know, no matter what. Like, I know. I love to work out hard, and I push myself every single day. Whether it's running, whether we do track work, whether we go do it on the bags, mid work, anything like that. Like, I'm constantly pushing myself mentally and physically. And I see him next to me, and I always see him watching, or he's doing something new, and then I watch him. I'm like, okay, he steals that, I'ma steal it, or we go back and forth.
Right.
But at the same time, no matter if I'm drop dead and I'm exhausted, I see him going. I'm like, all right, and then I know when he sees me doing the same thing, it's just kind of like a one up, and by the time we're 3 hours deep, we're still going hard.
Yeah. Just two big egos going at it.
Iron sharpens iron.
That's it.
Wow, that's awesome. I know one thing that, hearing your story as far as like how it culminated is basically a story that's been evolving over time, something that kind of came together over time. Was there any doubt in your mind that, maybe, because who made the decision? Was it Hector as far as bringing you a part of the team?
It ultimately, it is Hector's decision, right? But Mark's dad, obviously, he knows my work ethic. He knows how hard I train, and I do train hard, every day. He kind of gave Hector the okay, like, hey, yo, like this kid, he's dedicated,
Right.
That's all I've ever done every day. So.
And how old are you, Jake?
I just turned 20.
20?
Just turned
Yes,
20? Oh, nice.
During your amateur career, did you felt like you eventually said this is, you started with your passion, you want to be able to be a boxer, you go through your amateur career, and did you really felt at that time it's like, man, I want to dedicate myself to this sport? Throughout your amateur career, is that where really spiked up more the fact that I'm like,
any second guesses, any doubts about
any doubts?
Oh, definitely. Like, everybody gets nervous. Everybody has doubts whether you're gonna make it or not, and I do too. But it gets to that point where it's just you know, you either about it or you're not, you know. You got to make that jump or you don't, you know. And so I decided I felt like I was confident enough and comfortable enough, especially with my team all around me, my dad, Coach Marco, Mark, Hector, all of them around me. You know, Hector knows how to fight. Hector knows how to coach. You know what I mean? He knows how to push you. So he definitely has the background, you know? So definitely.
Speaking of Hector, I know how before and
shout out Hector.
When we first met Guero, shout out to you, Hector.
Yeah.
When we first met Guero, he told us a story about how he sparred Hector. Have you had that privilege?
Oh yeah, I made his nose bleed.
Oh,
I hope y'all get that. Hey, I hope y'all get that.
It's
That's a guaranteed clip, my brother.
It's recorded.
Wait.
We're never gonna hear
You
that.
may imply like high altitude or
Wait a minute. I like your accent. Can you say it again, please?
Pretty confident too. Like, yeah, I broke his nose.
broke his nose.
Give it some
I made him
bleed.
Hey, you know what? It surprised me. Nah. I really, whenever I was sparring, you know, obviously Hector's, you know, way stronger than me, but I was just trying to, you know, outbox him and stuff. And he had me up against the ropes, and I kind of faked right, and I went left, and I, you know, threw a little, it was like a hook jab, you know, right there down the middle, you know, and I just moved. And after the sparring match, he's like, "You little fucker!" And nobody's ever made me bleed. Not Mark, not Lisa. Nobody's ever made me bleed
my own blood.
Wow. What makes you different? What's your best quality as a boxer?
That's
as a boxer?
gold.
Yeah.
I'm very versatile. I think I know how to get on the inside. I know how to stay on the outside. I know how to box. I know how to look pretty. I know how to do, you know, all
he
around.
knows how to look pretty.
Yeah. You know, you
pretty
got
boy.
to. I learned that from Mark. I learned that one from Mark. I gotta give props to my big brother, man.
You know, like I said, I gotta teach you something.
You gotta follow Big Brother's footsteps.
I got to.
That's right.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, I see you scouting, Manny. I mean, you're challenging. Now you're scouting Jay.
No, dude.
He's like the lower weight I can go, the better. The lower weight I can go.
I need to prove my chances.
You saw he just broke Hector's nose.
I retired and I never started it. You name yourself a snake. Why the snake?
Because the wrestler.
I'm fast.
Probably.
No, I'm quick. My jabs and my hands are just fast, man. And actually, I got that in high school. Because I did get into a fight in high school, you know, and my boy Sydney, actually, he saw the fight and he said, "Your hands were fast, man, like a snake." You know what I mean? He said it just like that, like a snake. And then everybody just started calling me snake from after that. You know what I mean? Snake. It just stuck. So I just thought, you know, why not?
Man, that's awesome. I love the story about Hector. But also, like you said initially,
I'm gonna have to bring that up.
Don't tell Hector. Don't tell Hector. Don't tell Hector.
No one will ever hear this
show anyway. So.
No, of course not.
Hector's gonna come in on Monday. He's gonna be like, "All right, I got my equipment. Let's go."
He's gonna be all fired up.
Yeah, we record this one, man.
Gringo's not gonna tag him on.
No way. I won't tag him in it.
Yeah.
Of course he will.
So you
say it again.
You mentioned, Jake, that it was a 50-50 possibility because. Yeah. Honestly, I didn't know you or anything like that. I was thinking like, imagine, because I mean, I'll just be honest. I was worried for a Guero too. I mean, that's a lot of pressure. The card is, you know, I mean, you're gonna have all the international media there, all the local media, friends and family. I mean, it's gonna be a sellout. I mean, so is that something that you think about, or you're like, oh, it doesn't matter. This is what I wanted anyway, and you're embracing it, or did it give you any kind of pause, or you jumped at it right away?
I jumped at it as soon as I could, you know, because there's no better exposure than those two great fighters, you know? So, you know, why not? I'm going to get into it anyways, you know?
Right.
So I might as well just hop in it. And especially fighting with my brothers, you know, Mark and Listo, you know? So
it's incredible.
It just feels great, man. Yeah, it feels great.
The little sweat trio going on right now.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Hey, sweat's blowing up right now. That's all I got to say. It's on the come up.
Yeah,
hey, where's some good names we're going to start making it up?
Yep.
Well, there's this slang that says in Spanish, "No hay mal que por bien no venga," right? So, Guero, you were supposed to fight in that last fight, the Listo. Is that right? And you know, we enjoy the event. By the way, amazing event.
Yeah, it was
this
a good
is getting
event.
better
The
and better and better.
Mesquite one?
This is getting to another whole level, guys.
That was the boxing showcase.
Yes, if you
the one where Listo should have been main event.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You going?
Can we talk?
I mean,
the crowd was screaming
hey,
Listo's name, man.
I mean,
all I gotta say, I saw more shirts and everything.
I'm just speaking as a non-biased observer of the crowd reaction. When Listo fought, the crowd was
crazy.
Electric. When the main event happened, it was like.
But the crowd was really all over it, and what I loved about it is that, you know, Pedro Vincente got some really good fans all of a sudden. Yeah. I thought I was the only Puerto Rican there besides his whole people there, but he got a great support because of that. But we'll get into that a little bit more. But I want to ask you, were you disappointed, and tell us a little bit more about what happened that you weren't able, to make into that fight?
So basically, we're getting ready. It was about, I want to say 3 weeks out. We went down to Austin, went to go spar. We sparred some MMA guys. A little awkward, you know what I mean?
Right.
The first guy, we got him out of there within like 2 rounds. The second guy, he was a little bit bigger. And we were going at it, and I just threw a wrong shot. Kind of ducked his head, and whenever he came down, I like, instead of like going like directly and closing it, I kind of just did it. It was more of like a reaction, like a reaction punch, like
choppy
boom
punch.
Yeah, exactly. And I hit just my knuckle, and it just kind of got a little inflamed. And then I went to the doctor. At first, I was a little scared of, I got broke or something like that, because like it was hurting a little bit to squeeze my hand, but they just said I sprained it. So they're like, you're gonna need a couple weeks off.
Yeah,
definitely. And like I said, and I was like, well, I gotta fight in 3 weeks. They're like,
yeah, that's not gonna happen.
They were like, unless you want to hit solid and you break your hand, because all the pressure's already there, then they're like, you're more than welcome to go ahead and do it. But I was like, okay. So of course we had to take a step back.
And if I'm not mistaken, is it the same hand that you hurt a while back?
Yeah.
I remember seeing you a long time ago, many moons ago, at the undercard event.
Yeah.
And you had a cast on
your it's the same hand. Okay, because of that break there, because that time I broke my hand, it was. I mean,
that was a while back.
You got some good memory on you.
I know, right?
Hey, watch this guy right here.
Watch this guy
right here. He remembers everything.
Watch what you say, bro. Watch what you say.
Hey, Hector.
Remember that conversation, Gringo, 3 years ago?
Right.
Turn the mic off.
7:42. But no, yeah. So that same area where I did break it at, because of the calcium that was there, I guess whenever I hit that certain area again, the calcium around the bone got inflamed and things like that, and so that's why you had to take a little bit off. But it didn't stop us from going inside the gym. It didn't stop anything.
You're
like
still
that.
jogging.
So that gave you a little bit more motivation to say, listen, I couldn't make it. And by the way, Marco Antonio Barrera was there that day. And we asked a lot of the boxers that were fighting. It was like, man, it was like looking over there and seeing Barrera looking at us, and we're like trying to do, impress them, right? So I'm sure you were kind of ready for that. And I'm glad that it did actually made you a little bit better to go back to grinding and being able to work in your craft. But now you have a bigger opportunity than that. That's what I said earlier.
Things happen for a reason.
Things happen for a reason. You're fighting on that undercard.
Yeah.
I mean, what was your emotions in that when you found out? It's like, man, I'm back and I'm coming on the undercard with the exhibition. But still, Morales Barrera 4.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start from the beginning.
Go.
So basically, whenever that situation happened with my hand, we worked a lot on footwork, defense, head movement, things like that, setting up the shot without even throwing any punches, because of course we couldn't, things like that. So we were sharpening everything when it came down to it. I still stayed in shape. I was still running, doing everything. So whenever the opportunity came, they were like, "Hey, just to let you know, this might happen here in the future." And I was like, "Okay, well, that's cool." And I was able to start hitting, and after like the full week of like full blown hitting, they're like, "Hey, do you want to go on the undercard?" And I was like,
Do I?
Let
me think about that.
But it's like a face-to-face conversation.
Yeah. So I looked at Hector, and he was like, "This is happening here," and I was like, Are you asking me? Or are you telling me?
Are you pranking me?
I was like, he goes, "No, I'm serious." He goes, "Let's make it happen." I was like,
Neta way?
I was like, "Well, let's make it happen." I was like, if there's anything that I can do, I was like, we're throwing some bombs.
Hey, that's good, man.
That's
Stay
awesome.
healthy, brother.
Yeah.
You know what? You're more than welcome to test that hand out. Go ahead and punch Gringo. Just see how it is.
On the count of 3.
No.
Wow, this is amazing, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 87 brought to you by Rivas Pool Design. Ladies and gentlemen, Justin Rivas Pool Design. Give them a call, 832-909-4606. And also, iPoop Scoop. Hey, dog, I'm not going to take care of that shit. So these guys will do it for you. So their shit is their business. So give them a call. Steven Trevino, 682-408-9502. We are here with Mark El Guero Vasquez.
I have a question for Jake. Were you team Barrera or team Morales? On the spot.
Man, I think we're going to go there, but here we are, sir.
I mean, you're 20.
Jake.
That happened. I mean, you probably were 8 years old.
On the fence.
I'm
sure he's watched the fights.
So far, who's winning the trilogy? Let's go there.
I'm gonna be honest.
Go there.
I'm gonna be honest with you. that is before my time, man.
No, hey.
It's fine.
I'm more up with, you know,
Canelo, of course.
Canelo, Charlo brothers, all of them. You know,
I made another episode.
Them. You know,
Charlo brothers.
Don't get me wrong. I've seen old fighters too, but that's just a little bit.
Wow.
No, hey.
I'm old.
You know what I mean?
No. But all you know is you
with the program.
What up?
So
my dad told me, you know, whenever they were fighting, he was like, "Have you seen any of their fights?" I was like, "How many times have they fought?" You know, like damn, 4 times.
Wow.
Dang.
Your dad's and you're what? You're Mexican American?
I think so. That's what I mean. My last name, you know,
Ysasi.
Ysasi. People say it sounds Japanese and it sounds Asian, so
I second that.
you know, so, but as far as I know, it's Mexican American, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
¿Y hablas español y todo el pedo?
No.
No mames, nada.
Es un gringo.
No, tampoco, pues bien igual que gringo.
Man.
welcome to the team.
No, pero el gringo habla mejor que even
Pura
Danny
comida,
Garcia.
pura
man.
comida.
I know, right?
Quiere comer cuando tiene hambre.
Sancocho. Pernil.
Pupusas.
All day long.
Hey, so did you make a sound back?
What about
Like you know, you could have got like a little refrigerator, you know.
Oh yeah. A little,
It wouldn't.
He's
It
like,
wouldn't
what
have
are you
made
talking
it
about? Bring
home.
back, yeah.
It wouldn't have made it home.
I
On the
brought it
airplane,
back,
it would have
He's
been
like,
gone.
yeah, I ate it on the way back, dog.
As soon
Pretty
as
much.
the first hour, I was hungry.
Oh yeah.
Seriously.
Hey, I would too. Hey, you know what? I would too. If I had some good food like that.
No. So who's let me put it like this then. Who's your favorite boxer growing up? And you know, who do you model yourself after?
Model myself after. I don't think anybody's really.
Ah,
my
so
style,
you're
honestly.
your own.
I really do, you know, and I do feel like that's also because I'm a little awkward in the ring, you know. But fighters that I've looked up to, I don't really have a favorite either, you know. But I've had like my favorite types of boxers are people that like, you know, had to go through, you know, hardships or something. You know what I mean? The comeback story, like Diego Corrales. You know what I mean?
Oh, see,
Ooh. The only guy that knocked down Mayweather.
Hey.
This is the only guy that knocked down Mayweather. Come on.
Well, Zab
That
Judah
glove hit
kinda
the canvas.
Got the knockdown as well.
That
Zab
glove hit
Judah
the
did.
canvas. I saw that.
Zab got him too.
Yeah, Zab too.
If it wasn't for Zab running out, I mean,
Being a fool.
Yeah, I know Zab's really only good for like maybe 5-6 rounds max. You know, from back in the day, I was like, if he had a
That
little
was
bit of
his
gas in his
prime,
tank.
man, and a little.
I'm surprised you said Diego Corrales.
Me too, because that's our time.
That's Diego Corrales.
I don't know about
Jose Luis Castillo. That's like one of the best fights I almost got decapitated.
Great fight.
Decapitated that night because I jumped when Castillo started to kind of come back. I jumped and was the ceiling. Yeah, dude, I was like very close to that ceiling fan. I was like, man. But yeah, surprised.
Chico Corrales. I'm surprised you said that. Yeah, that's a good fighter.
Chico Corales is a killer.
Oh
yeah. Nobody wanted to fight him.
Yeah.
So
anybody else?
scary.
What about current favorite fighter? No.
Current favorite fighter. I really do look up to Canelo a lot. You know, obviously everybody does.
Ding,
you
ding,
know,
ding, ding.
everybody
Of
does.
course.
Everybody does.
At least one guy in here does. You know,
Somebody's a Triple G fan. Somebody.
Triple G fan.
Somebody.
That guy over there.
Have you seen any of his fights?
It's that one over there.
when Hector came in here for the first time, he printed out a bunch of questions, and one of them was, "Why do you think Triple G won the fights against Canelo?" And Hector asked him, "Is this a question?"
That was a great show.
That's a great question.
Why is
too.
this
Great
show always
question.
turns out to be Canelo and food? We should change the freaking name on it.
Hold on. I like the flow that it's going towards. You know.
I mean, you know.
Absolutely.
Guero, opponent.
Breaking
You have an
news.
opponent. You have someone. Can you name it? Can you let the people know who are you fighting?
Or is it the
next?
dreaded TBA?
Or is it still TBA? I mean,
yeah, it's still TBA as of right now. I mean, they gave us a couple names. I couldn't even tell you on the top of my head, honestly. I mean, we're definitely stepping it up.
So that was our next question. Does it step up from the last
Yeah.
fight, which by the way was fantastic? I mean, I've seen you like maybe 3 times we've seen him fight, and the last fight was just incredible. I mean, you just demonstrated your work ethic, and you demonstrated the fact that you can carry on. You have some shoulders to carry on. You know, anything behind you, and you can lead. So and that was fantastic. So
Thank you.
Yeah, I felt like the last fight. That's a good point that Manny brought up, which is surprised. But yeah, I really felt that was the most.
I'm the ugly
Shots
duck in
fired.
this show.
No, but I felt that was the most poised you were. Like, you know, because honestly, the fight I saw previously, prior to that, I think that was a fight where you were also the main event in that fight, and you were just so jacked up. Like I remember
stiff. Like
I let my I was too eager to start hitting. And that's one thing I really do think Hector and my dad have really worked on it a lot. But Hector really sat me down and stuff like that. Because, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, my dad works with me really great and everything like that. But, you know, it's a small fine-tunings that Hector's done. And he's helped me out so much. He'll help me out get, like, way more calm, way more poised. When we're sitting down, he helped me sit down on my punch a lot more so I can bring out a lot. And I feel what you saw then is totally different what you're going to see this time.
No, that's great.
And you know what? We heard that last time. We heard that you're going to see a completely different Guero, and then we're like, wow. So if you're saying right now, I'm going to see another different one, I mean,
no, that's good. I mean, that's part of the evolution.
Don't stop. Yeah, it don't stop. It keeps going. You know?
No, that's great. You know, because that was my concern. Because I'm like, okay, it's going to be the main event again. So I was thinking like, oh man, he's going to be all jacked up, smacking people. You know, but no, you weren't. I mean, it was you were real calm in there, cerebral. You had your game plan. You stuck to it. You didn't get shaken off your game plan. You knew what you wanted to do, and you were really. I thought that was the best footwork and head movement I saw you out of the three fights.
Yeah, see, and we could have stopped him in the first round. Like I knew if I would have just started throwing punches and rushing in there, and like I know I would have caught him and stuff like that, but it wouldn't look as good as what it was. You know, from. From setting them up and doing everything like that. I was like, because I mean, we could have rushed in there. I mean, I knew I was a stronger guy than him, and I knew I was more technically sound. You know what I mean? And
because I'll take it a step further. Obviously, you were in the ring, so you know exactly. But because it was a rematch.
Yeah.
Right. So
he
it was a
actually called
rematch.
me out.
Yeah, it was a rematch, and there was some
the trilogy.
Yeah.
he wants that 3-piece. But yeah, because there was that. Let's say bad taste in his mouth from the standpoint that he was calling you out, and you know, because the way the fight ended, the previous fight, and then I was thinking, again, I was worried about what your mindset was, and hey, man, you proved me wrong in a good way.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah. From the first time that happened, it was a weird no contest that happened, but and then after, never that. So and then after that, I was like, he was like, we can run it back. I was like, we can run it back. I was like, you didn't want to run it this time. I was like, what makes you think you're gonna run it back? And we were originally supposed to fight 6 rounds. We were supposed to step it up, and I was like, okay. I was like, it's not gonna go 6 rounds. I told him that in the back, but as we started hitting mids, they brought us over the paperwork, you know, to officially sign because we were gonna change it because it was originally booked as 4, and then we were gonna step it up, and then he was like, no. I don't ever want to do that.
I even told Mark, I was like, you don't even need 6 rounds, dog. You're good, you know. Right. It's gonna be done way before then.
Jay called it.
So you were there at that fight, Jay?
Oh yeah.
Hey, that's the number 1 ring cleaner right there.
I was cleaning the ring, dog. I was cleaning the ring.
Oh, you were a ring girl?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Chico. You and Chico were.
Chico, yeah.
Chico.
She was out there cleaning the ring, you know. They played the Ghostbusters song. Hector.
He said they played the
Ghostbusters song.
The Ghostbusters guys. I remember that.
That's right. That's
That's crazy.
Yeah. No, that was
it's all
good.
coming together now.
No, I mean, let me tell you, it's a huge.
Yeah,
I think one of the first things I told, we're talking about it in that in that night is like, what a big step up from previous cards that we've seen these guys, and with the audience, it kind of looked a little bit empty. But it was because big.
Where?
But I don't think
which one?
Mesquite. But I don't think these people wouldn't fit at the Johnson Center. So it was a big step up. And I believe, man, that this is going to start growing to a different level. I think that the way it was organized, the protocol, COVID protocols. I mean,
I thought it was. I mean, there was some sides that were empty.
It's just a lot of seats. That's what I'm saying.
It was.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that stadium was a lot bigger than I thought.
Yeah, exactly.
But still, those people wouldn't have fit at the Southern Junction.
No, exactly. I mean, this is, and the protocols they had in place for COVID. So I mean,
shout out to
everyone forgot about social distancing after a couple
of boxing showcase.
No, shout out to the boxing showcase, but
boxing
also
showcase.
The fan that won the tickets that we gave away.
Oh yeah.
So
thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate.
Hope you enjoyed the fights that night.
So, absolutely.
You didn't give them to me?
So, we know you were good.
Had tickets before we did.
We knew you were good, brother.
It wasn't for that suite, was it? Was it for this?
No, this
sweet.
That's a different show, sir.
My God.
No, but this media tickets were fantastic. We were just
they were nice.
We were just in heaven. I mean,
I didn't like the COVID test that we had to take before again.
Was that COVID test?
Yes.
Yeah, we did for the first time.
Did they get deep into it?
And I told her,
Oh, man.
I go, I've got my vaccine shot already. She didn't care.
She stabbed you.
Here you go.
On the positive,
brain through my
Look at the
nostril.
stars.
I know. On the positive, I took my test right after Marco Antonio Barrera, so it was pretty cool.
Oh, I used the same swab?
No, not
Yeah. They held hands.
But
Say, don't throw this one away, bro.
we know our results together.
He took the results with him.
But
bro.
it was pretty cool to at least communicate and talk a little bit, got some pictures, and of course, me, I'm always asking questions to everyone. So
And holla, check out the interview. We actually had a chance, I actually had a chance to interview him
Did.
at the one of the press conferences that was there. So got a chance to
Check
talk
out
to
the
him.
hey, go ahead and like us,
LongLiveBoxing.
man. I mean, we're just
Absolutely.
LongLiveBoxing and
Check it
Vivo.
out in
So
Vivo.
we just talked about, it's all about the reaction and how you felt and the emotions that you guys experienced. I want to know, first going to our brother Jake here, what was the reaction of your family when they found out? Like, what was their reaction? Like, oh, this is what we expected.
Whenever I was on the card.
When you told them that you're going to be on the Morales Barrera 4 card.
Is it still 50-50 or?
Oh, no, it's for sure.
Oh,
But
nice.
like my family, regardless of, if
What
it was
you do,
a
they
fight, if it
support
was
you?
a fight, yeah, if it wasn't Antonio, even if it was in the backyard, man, they were gonna be there. You know what I
You'd
mean?
be like, oh, it's at
Yeah.
Lamar High School? Let's
yeah,
go.
yeah. I got family. I got family coming from Ohio, Florida.
Wow.
everywhere, man, everywhere.
Yeah.
Just about, they all got tickets.
No
and they're all
pressure,
ready to
no
come.
pressure.
Oh, no, no.
No, man.
Never that.
Never.
Now
never.
when you
Never
try
that.
I perform best under pressure, anyway.
Love it.
Right.
Pressure breaks
Yeah.
pipes and it makes diamonds.
Makes diamonds.
El Guero.
I mean, I
Yep.
guess you're used to TBA, right? Because you don't know your opponents.
amateurs
Like
In the amateurs, no,
so-
I would never know.
Exactly.
You know?
So
And it would always be match bouts. There would always be bigger and stuff, but it didn't matter.
what do you
So talk
expect?
to us.
What do you expect to do that night?
What do you mean?
What
Yeah.
What do you mean?
What are you
What do
talking
you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Yeah.
Well, what are your expectations for
ring.
that night? Let's say you I mean, you seems like you're a kid that you work hard and you have high expectations of yourselves. What is an exactly successful night fight for you that happened over there in your pro debut?
Everybody would say a knockout. Everybody, that's the go-to answer. But my main goal is to beat him and
Win.
beat him looking good.
So show your boxing skills.
Show my skills.
Show people that what Jake the Snake can
anybody
do.
could take somebody out the first round. Everybody's even in that first round. But to go even if you just go the distance or 3 rounds, but you get to display your skills, you get to show it off a little bit and beat them down,
Dominate.
show that you're really technical. That's my main goal.
No, I love you saying that because I know for me personally, because just being honest,
Really?
it's kind of well from right now, it's kind of an unknown as far as like I'm just going by based off what you're saying. So I've seen Guero fight, I've seen Listo fight, obviously I've seen Marco fight and Morales fight, but
Just a few
you're the
times.
unknown. Like so, whatever you're gonna do is how I'm gonna assess on your abilities, other than what you're saying right now. So I am excited on if you look amazing, phenomenal, and have that quick hand speed like you're talking about, then that's what my perception is reality. That's
In
what
other
you'll be.
words, Gringo will have his pom-poms over there.
Go,
Jake!
Yeah, Jake.
Jake!
The Maracas.
Yeah, he's gonna take a python.
And like an
with
hour
him,
before you
too.
even fight, you're like, Jesus, you guys, why
Are
you
you gonna
sweating?
come out with the python? Jake the Snake.
I
comes
want
out
to.
with
I got.
Hey, he
I
was
got
just talking
5.
about that.
I got 5.
Oh, you do? So
You do?
got-
Oh wow!
I love snakes.
What kind of
Yeah, yeah,
snakes?
yeah.
What kind?
They're all
Hold on, talk to us.
pythons. I got a.
They're all pythons.
Yeah, I got a blue-eyed
You got a
Lusag.
yellow one.
Yes,
Wow.
I do. It's an albino one. I got an all-white one with blue eyes. I got
Hate snakes.
Wow.
a super pastel. It's like a crazy-looking design on them.
Really?
You know the craziest thing was I went over to his house. He was like, hey, he's like, you want to get some meat? I was like, yeah, cool. You come over here and hanging out. And then I sit down on the couch and he goes, after I was hanging out a little bit, he's like, hey, I'm gonna go take a shower. Okay, cool. And he goes, hey, just to let you know, one of my snakes got out.
Oh yeah,
And we haven't found it yet. So
yeah.
I'd be jumping out the window.
Oh,
I'm out of here, bro.
I'm like,
How
hey,
fast did
thank
you leave?
See you.
I literally stood there and I got so stiff on the couch. I was like, oh.
You got on top of the
He's
chair.
Like, he's like, yeah, we haven't found him all day today, but he's like, just in case you do see him,
He's
let me
around
know.
here somewhere.
I'll get him.
Yeah. No, it's
said, what?
that snake actually. That one snake has gotten out of his cage 3 times. The first 2 times I didn't tell my dad because he'd been pissed. But
Oh, he's
the
gonna
last
listen
time
to it right
that
now.
was because the first time I found it within the same day.
Right.
The second time I found it within the week. The third time it was a couple weeks. I was like, hey, yo, Dad, I can't find this dude. Like, I can't find it at all. I don't know where the fuck it went. And he was just like, tired of these damn snakes, Jake. Get them out of my house, man. He's like, either you or the snakes. Which one you gotta leave? And I was like, damn.
Did you find it?
Weeks?
No.
You still haven't found it?
But
He's still MIA?
No, but it's the storm. You remember that the winter storm?
Yeah.
The snakes can't live below 60 degrees, so that one's probably dead. That one's dead. It's got to.
R.I.P. Snake.
It costed $500. It's all right.
Snakeskin boots.
Yeah.
So you got to keep fighting.
Yeah.
That's
that money back.
go to.
I gotta get that
When's
money
my
back.
next fight? I haven't done this one, but what's my other one?
I just put a deposit on another snake. Man, that's
Let me turn it
that's
to
a crazy
IOU.
story.
Let me just take
Can
it
I
right
get a
now.
front?
I know, yeah.
Front,
Can I
man?
get paid in snakes?
So,
I mean, boxers are getting paid now in cryptocurrency. Can I get paid in snakes?
I did want to touch on this real quick. So, Guero, you mentioned this as far as Sweat doing big things. Obviously, the acquisition of Jake, you coming with, Fire and Fury and with the Poise, and obviously Listo doing his thing. Partnering up with the boxing showcase and the events that they have coming up, how is that impacted as far as your mindset, as far as potential? Is it like, okay, things are kind of coming together for me? Does that help add to your focus and your your training regimen? Has it made you even more like, okay, I did make the right choice? Has it impacted you at all, or you're still the same Guero?
Okay, well, first things first, whether I fight in a gymnasium because it's like just stay busy, or whether it's a big card, like this and something that the boxing showcase is throwing, my training is going to be full on. Focus is always going to be full on. Cool. But because of the opportunities that they're providing and things like that, it does throw a little more of a initiative, a little oomph inside there. So like whenever I'm sitting there, and I'm bored at the house, and I'm like, okay, I don't got nothing to do. I'm gonna go run. Or
nice.
I've
never
just like Gringo. Just like
I'm gonna run to the refrigerator.
Run to the Xbox.
Hey, give me a 6-pack.
and I'll be back
sometimes I sit there. Of course, my daughter's there and everything like that, and sometimes she's like, now she loves the gym. That's all I gotta say. First things, but I strap her in there. We'll go run, and I push her around, stuff like that. And that's a little weight to me, But it gives me that extra to train for, that extra to drive. But with them throwing all these fights now, it just gets me more excited. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Like you're always excited at all times. You're training, you're having fun, and you're doing business. But now that you know that something's coming at all times, you're like, oh, like there's opportunities now,
ready,
you got to stay ready.
So this has been a good partnership then with the boxing showcase. And great guys. Shout out to them. I mean, they were
awesome.
Very welcoming. The hospitality that they provided throughout the press conferences and everything. I mean, shout out to all of them.
The last show and everything was ran really well.
Organized they were, and the equipment they had. This is big leagues right now.
Yeah,
not
absolutely.
that it
The
wasn't
ring
before,
ladies,
but what I'm saying,
everything.
Hey. No.
Guero.
I'm just giving them props for everything that they have.
Giving everybody their props,
So
showing
you still
The
have a
bands,
full-time
mariachis.
job too, right, Guero?
What happened?
You still have a full-time job.
Yeah.
You're a dad,
and
then you train. How do you juggle stuff around?
Yeah.
I mean, to really be in the optimum shape, because you're still young, very extremely talented, and your career you feel like it's just starting. How do you do it?
Like you said, I'm still young right now. I still got a lot of time on my hands. My grandpa, it goes back to seeing my grandpa. My grandpa worked his butt off, to make our family what it is now. And, he sacrificed a lot, and, he put in overtime all the time. And my dad's done the same exact thing, and he's done it regardless. So me doing this, working and training and stuff like that, and me being tired, it's for them. You know what I mean? So they can rest up, 'cause
Beautiful little girl.
They work so hard. They've done all this. They broke their back, and that pushes me even more, like I say, adds fuel to the fire, because now that I see them doing that, and I see my opportunity, because everybody always talks about, I want to become champ. I want to do this. But when you start seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and you start seeing things opening up, and you start talking to people, and people start noticing you, and you get a little recognition, like, it just makes you more hungrier. You know what I mean? Right. And a lot of people get, they get caught by the fame or something like that.
Or,
and
You're still not at the end, bro.
Nah, it just started.
Keep going.
It just started.
You
That's
just
good.
got
You
into
have
the
Jake
tunnel.
to keep pushing you.
Yeah.
Keep pushing.
Hey, he'll break your nose. So if you don't,
Yeah, it's good
pay
having a
attention.
young. Yeah, it's always good having
man.
someone young and
That's
talented.
Jake, then you got some pretty good role models as well. Because I mean, you're working yourself, right?
20 years old.
Six Flags.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, Hurricane Harbor gets some
Hurricane
pussy
Harbor,
respect.
13 an hour, man.
Okay.
I'm just playing. Nah, I work with my
Like
dad
what?
actually. I work
Okay.
construction.
Construction?
Full time.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
I might see you out on the fields, and that's what I do. I'm like an inspector. Just verify the construction's being done right. So
He just tells people what to do, and then he
I don't tell
Oh,
him what to do. I just tell him if it's done right.
I know, right? No, that's what I do
Inspections,
too. I do the Trimble. I'm like the guy in the back. I tell you, because we're plumbers, we
Oh,
do plumbing,
gotcha.
commercial. So I tell them everywhere that everything needs to go. If it's set up
I
right. I
know.
check all their stuff and
A
everything.
young boss already.
Man,
know.
you're a big boss.
Entrepreneur. I mean, this is good.
Love it.
Good mentality. Guero, I want to ask you something. The likes of Mayweather and his father, right? Danny Garcia, his father. Tito Trinidad and his fathers. They've always been involved. They've always been mentoring, coaching. How's your relationship not inside the ring, but outside the ring? Do you still feel that at times that he's my coach, but no, he's my dad? I mean, is there a separation with that? And have you been able to handle that, or is it something different, like father and son relationship, but in the ring it's just like my coach?
Hey, shout out my dad right now.
Yeah.
I already know what you're thinking right now.
Right. Marco Papa.
All I gotta say is, like, in the amateurs, my dad's a tough guy. Jake could tell you right now. Like, he's like, you're 5 minutes late. He's like, go the fuck home.
Go home.
He's like, go home.
Fuck out of here.
He's like, yeah. He's like, this training camp. He's like, you're late. He's like, you're late to work. He's like, well, you get written up. He's like, here. And he's like, I don't cut shit. And he's like, you go home.
Yeah.
So we're not late.
We're not late.
And so no, I would say my relationship with my dad at the beginning was a little rough. In the amateurs wise, it was a little rough because
you're young, you're not trying to hear it.
Exactly.
You think you know it all. And
Yeah.
I get you,
And my dad's a tough love type of guy, and
that's
he
good
constantly pushing me all the time, and I appreciate him for that because it got me to where I am now, and it got me to realize things. But as the years gone on, we've definitely gotten better. We separated because before we were fighter and coach, and that's why we stuck a relationship. I mean, we've always got the love for each other because we were father and son, But as years gone on, and we've grown older, we realized like we can separate, father son or coach and fighter and stuff like that, inside and outside the ring. So our relationship is great right now. It's better than ever. But yeah, I'd say we've had our days.
Yeah. Coach Mark will be screaming at Mark, the whole practice, and practice is over. Where are you going to eat after this,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Hey,
I can't eat. I gotta make weight.
He's like, there's a good torta spot down there.
What are you doing, Jake? When those times when he is screaming at Guero and he's
I'm getting screamed at. No, I'm making sure I'm doing what I'm not doing what he's doing. I'm making sure I'm not doing what he's doing.
Smart man. Smart man.
So there's definitely a lot of respect between you guys, and that's fantastic. Is there any time that you have wanted to tell them, Dad, I'm old now, and I know it's not right for me, or whatever it is? Is there anything like that, or
I don't even think it's gonna matter. I don't know.
It don't matter.
Get the fuck out.
Hey, my dad's like, he's like, look, I'm telling you for a reason. He's like, and if you don't like it,
Dad knows better.
Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. You don't like it, get out.
Shout out Marco Barrera, Senior,
Coach Mark.
Awesome, man.
Shout out to Coach Ruben also.
Coach
Ruben, Hector.
I also think we got a pretty good balance there, because sometimes I get into it with my dad, or Mark gets into it with his dad. And if I get into it with my dad, Coach Mark was there. He's like, hey, he's right, and I'm like, all right, Coach, we got that respect for each other. I'll never talk back to Coach Marco, and Mark will never talk back to my dad. So if they got a conflict going on, my dad's gonna be like, your dad's right.
I wouldn't even talk back either.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't even talk back to Coach Knuckles. I'm like,
yes, sir, Coach.
Hey, Coach Knuckles looks like an intimidating guy, man. I'm telling you, I'm like, dang, what's up, Coach? And he's like, What's
up, vato?
Yeah. I'm like, hey, coach, you don't always look like you gotta beat me up all the time, man. Nah, but
Go Raiders.
Hey, shout out to Coach Knuckles.
Couch.
Yeah.
Right, Raiders.
Hey, I know. I told him I was like, I'm gonna get you like a Cowboys poncho. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna add, a little extra to you.
Yeah. Look at him.
Give him that edge.
Definitely. So this has been awesome, guys. Thank you guys so much for this amazing episode.
Man.
Of course,
Episode 87.
87.
It'd only be right, you guys coming in here. If you guys could close us out. If you want to shout out any of your sponsors, or you've been shouting out your coaches and your mentors, please shout them out because we need you guys to keep getting support so you guys can keep doing what you're doing. And we appreciate
and where can they follow you?
Yep.
On social media.
All right, big shout out. City Cairo Sports Center. Sorry, I don't know. My brain was ever. City Cairo Sports Center. Appreciate you
City
guys.
Cairo Sports Center.
Out. Always making sure we're aligned. We're looking good. Getting ready for fight camp. They're always making sure we're solid 100% no matter what. They also did help me out with some therapy on my hand, and we're just gonna get better and better together. Another big shout out to Texas Tires in Louisville. If you need rims, wheels, anything like that, alignments, lift kicks, those guys are right there. They're the best ever, and customer support's great, and they'll take care of you. Hey, Vince, that's the guy to talk to right there.
Vince.
Yeah,
you heard it there,
Vince.
Vince in the house.
Right. In the house.
And the two biggest ones, I gotta say, shout out Sweatboxing and LongLiveBoxing.
Hey! In the house.
No,
EnVivo.
Man, and what about you, Jake? Where can people follow you at? And any shout outs you want to give?
Shnaaake, that's with 3 A's. .nmc. That's my Instagram handle.
Oh yeah, it is.
Twitter is just Jake_Ysasi YSASI. Just you can find me there too. I would like to. I want to shout out my sponsors as well. My Theo, Mo Media. That's where he does all my videography, my photography, everything, all pictures I got, everything I post. That's all him. That's all credits to him. YMO, my Thea, his wife, she does all my designs, t-shirt designs, everything like that. Nice. FNA, Fight Night Apparel. Jay, I've known Jay almost as long as I've known Mark and them. He does all my my uniform, my trunks, everything. Big shout out to him. He's always looking out for us. Epic Supply House. Plumbing, get anything you need, plumbing supplies, anything. That's them. You can get. They're all around DFW too. City Chiropractic as well. City Chiro.
City Chiropractic.
They're always listo shouting them out all the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're always taking care of us. Just like you said, alignments, everything. They're always making sure we're right for our fights. So
that's awesome.
That's great.
That's awesome. And remember our sponsors, ladies and gentlemen, Rebus Pool Design. Listen, if you need cowboy tickets too as well, this guy will hook you up, man. He hooked us up with the best seats in the house on the floor. I mean, we were just like, wow, thank you so much, Justin, for that, and we look forward to see you again. And also Steven Trevino, I poop scoop. Hey, they'll take care of that shit for you. So keep it clean, keep it steady. We are EnVivo LongLiveBoxing, episodio 87.
Fuera.
Ay. Adiós.